record. Um, so that being said, thank you so much for joining us, Ivan. I'm so grateful to have you here. I know I kind of gave you a brief introduction, but I want to make sure it's done justice. So Ivan, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Ivan Simental. I am a mortgage broker here in the city of Las Vegas. I have been doing home loans for a total now of a little over 5 years now. Prior to doing home loans, I was a part of a large social media agency. So what we would do is I'm pretty sure you guys have seen all these influencers and people on social media doing these collabs with brands and getting product out there. So I was the individual that was matching up the proper influencer with the actual product. So we would create the content briefs. We would help them with what type of content to post, how we wanted the brand to be perceived on their social media, and making sure that they were a good fit for the brand. So I did that for about 4 years. And then I kind of got tired of, essentially, for lack of better words, not making any money. And I had my family business is mortgages and real estate. So I've been around it all my life, and I finally got back into it. And then I noticed that nobody was really educating individuals on the home buying process, real estate, all that good stuff, right? Everybody was more so bragging about themselves, how many listings I have, how many clients I help buy a house. So I thought to myself, how can I make it interesting for people to learn, but at the same time, also provide value to people that are watching my content. So that's kind of how I transitioned into mortgages, and I use my social media background to essentially try to make content fun.
Love that,
So
brother. Love that.
yeah, I know that you and I talked about, Rich, the kind of like a Q&A type forum where I want to provide as much value as I can, answer any questions, any tips, tricks. I've been doing content now, oh man, for almost 10 years now. And I help my realtor partners create content. I help them create the right type of content, because a lot of the times we want to be selfish and we want to just create content for ourselves, but it's really creating content for people that are watching you, right? Because that's what's going to turn that into a client.
100%, brother. Well, yeah, I definitely have a few questions I want to go through, and then we'll get into more of a public Q&A. But yeah, the goal here is to get as much value as possible, and then to have items that they can take away and apply almost immediately into their business. Or I love motivation, inspiration, but the measurables and the applicables, like that's what we always look for. Like, oh, well, if you're doing this with your reel, or you're saying this, can we adjust it? So actually, first off, what type of webcam do you have? Because I really like your camera.
I have a Canon EOS R6. So a Canon R6 is what I have.
Okay, so
But you don't have to go that expensive. You don't have to go this expensive. You could do like a Canon M50, which is only about $1,000. Yeah, you don't have to go this expensive. And then the lens is, you don't have to go that expensive as well. You can do, I have a 34 millimeter lens, which that's why it looks kind of wider. So it's yeah, you could start off with a Canon M50. It's a good starter camera.
Canon and okay, sorry, are you like recording from your Canon right now? Like, is
Yeah.
that so? It's like a camera connected to your
hmm
computer.
Yeah, yeah. So I have it's called Cam Link, CAM Link,
Okay,
and it connects into my computer directly to the camera. So you have to have like a little converter to be able to stream from your camera, and that's what allows you to stream.
got you. So the video
Mhm.
is to your camera, and then the audio, I'm guessing, is that your headphones, or what's your audio?
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Usually I'll have my podcast mic, but that's at the studio.
Got you.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. Well, while we're talking about it, what would be a cool mic? What would be a starter level mic for the agents listening?
A starter level mic. Ooh, yeah, man. You can do a Shure mic, and that one ranges from I think like 100 to 150 bucks. That's a good starter mic. Or you can do the SMB Shure mic, which that one starts off at $400. That's the one that I have.
And what's it called? A share?
Sure. So it is. Let me just make sure I'm spelling it right for y'all.
Here, bro, I'm good. You could, and if you ever need to share your screen to show us anything, feel free to. Like,
Awesome, awesome.
dive as
So
deep.
it is. I'll put a link for it in the for you guys right now.
As
But
if
I can
we're
just make
leaving.
it. Here's the link. Yeah, that's the link to the mic. But let me get you guys a link to the starter mic. I don't know if you guys can hear my baby crying upstairs.
No, you're good. We can't hear it.
Okay, good. Um, oh, here it is. This is another good starter mic as well that really sounds nice and crisp. This is the Rode mic.
Okay. Rode mic. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay.
So $100 to
Oh, that's
$400,
not
depending
bad.
on your guys' budget. Yeah,
Yeah, I might actually go get that today. That's
there we
solid.
go.
And we have to order it from here, or we can order it from
No,
Amazon.
I think Best Buy has it.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, yeah. I'll
Mhm.
probably get that. Do you also use like some type of mixer, or is it straight mic to your computer, or how do you have that set up?
Yep, I do have it's called Rodecaster Pro is what I have for the mixing console. I'll also put the link in my bio, okay?
Link in bio, bro. We're about to get some affiliate pays right here.
I put that in there for you guys.
Cool, cool, cool. And then
Yeah.
Rodecaster.
Mhm. That one, you don't necessarily need it unless you're like filming a podcast. Because you can, I mean, you do need it if you're going to start using a like a podcast type microphone. But you can just use headphones to start, right?
Hmm.
And then just a nice camera, because that really does it. That's the huge difference from your computer camera to like an actual camera that I'm using.
Yeah. I've never heard of somebody using like a Canon during like a Zoom. Like,
No,
no, I've never heard of it, bro. Everybody's like webcam, and you're using like a camera. So I'm obviously behind the times. But
I got you,
this
man.
is valuable, bro. So
Awesome.
you have, just so you guys can see it like visually. So basically you'd have this, right?
Yep,
So
that's
you'd
it.
have the camera, or actually this is only for the mic, right? Or is this for the
That
camera?
is nope. That's for the mic, but your camera plugs into it because it streams the voice, the recording, the audio.
Okay, very
hmm
cool. So you'd have
hmm
camera and the mic go into
hmm
this system, which I'm sure that you can probably get a cheaper one than this.
Yes, you can.
And that goes to your computer, and that's kind of like the setup
hmm
for
Correct.
audio and visual. Very cool.
hmm
All right, and then just so you guys can see the mic, this was the $100 mic. If you guys looked in the chat, that he just suggested, so that's very cool.
Sounds
Yeah,
really crispy.
I didn't think I was gonna go this route. I was like, okay, let's actually talk about this because we talk about reels and everything.
Mhm.
Okay, and now for, I guess, background aesthetics, like do you have like soft whites, or is there any type of lights that you're using when you're
So
recording?
right now, yes, I do. I use GVM lights, and I can put those in as well. Hold on.
Yeah, this is
Again,
valuable stuff right here. Does
There's
anybody, I guess, in the comments, does anybody want to do a podcast, or is anybody interested in doing podcasting? I'm curious. Like, obviously, as a realtor, it's important that we're getting a lot of FaceTime with other people. Karen, awesome, perfect. And this is a software. Very cool. Eventually, very cool.
Yep.
All right.
So I have two of these. They're not on right now. Right now, the only thing that I'm using is the natural lighting from my window.
Yeah.
And then I have, if you guys could see that light right there that's on, right there it is. That bar, that black bar, if you guys
Oh,
can see it.
yeah. Okay.
That's just an accent. Yeah. Just adds an accent.
All right. So you
It's
have the light facing the wall, and that shows. Okay, I see what
it
you're doing.
bounces off of it. Yep. Hmm.
Because I wouldn't have noticed that light there if you didn't tell me it. That's very cool.
Yeah, it's just a subtle like difference.
Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. All right. So we have the setup. So we have the audio, the visual, we have the background, we have all of that set up. All right. So now we have the environment situated for you to be successful in this.
Mhm.
Now for editing and things like that, are you doing that yourself? Are you outsourcing that? Is there an app we can use? What do you think?
I outsource the majority. I actually have somebody on salary that does all of my editing for myself, for my realtor partners. Um, it just made sense to bring somebody on staff to take care of all of the editing because I shoot about 10 to 15 videos a week. And then I try to do 3 to 4 podcasts a month. Um, and my realtors for my specific realtor partners that we're in a partnership with, I try to shoot about 10 to 20 videos for them a month, depending on how much they want to shoot. So it just made sense to outsource it. But there are a lot of cool apps that you guys can use to add captions and to add cuts to your guys' videos. A cool one that I use sometimes when I just want to put some captions on is called I'll put it.
Is it captions app?
Nah, that one sucks.
Oh,
Sorry if you guys use it. Sorry.
no, no, no. This is high level stuff right here, bro. I trust you, man. Like,
So this one's cool, and it gives you, I believe, 75 or 80 minutes for free, which is awesome because if you're doing 30-second videos or minute reels, you can do 75 of them for free until you guys' time runs out.
yeah, very cool, bro. And I know how
So this one's really cool.
I know how I would hack this system, bro, because obviously I know how to download reels from other people's pages.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
just saying, I don't know if it's worth the time, but that's pretty cool. Right? So this one you upload,
Yeah.
it automatically does the whole thing.
Hmm.
Are you able to show us
Hmm.
your account, like how it looks, and if you can't, that's okay too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to share
Yeah. I'll show you one that
screen. Show us like one of them.
I'll show you a quick one that I did for one of my realtors because
Cool.
he needed it pretty fast. So let me share my screen. Right, here we go. Okay, so you upload it. It looks like, can you guys see it? Yep.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. So you upload it and it gives you templates, right? So you can choose which one you want. And then I usually go all the way down because I like the more simple, the better. So I'll go with this one. And then it already populated the caption. So then you can change if you want to be like this, so highlights, or like this, or like this, just basic.
Okay.
So then you can go in there and change the color if you want. And then it updates it in real time. So, and then you just download the video and boom, good to go.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
It's
Awesome.
pretty, I like it because it's simple. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then you guys can just export it, and it doesn't have a watermark, so that's really cool.
Yeah, that's very helpful. All right,
Mhm.
very cool. So I know that you create a lot of content constantly. Do you do like, because I've heard this where it's like, all right, we're gonna do short form and get our people to go to our long form and then we can convert them, or what's your kind of process or theory behind, I guess, content creation on
Yeah, so um that I think that strategy is a great strategy once you're already doing long form. But the majority of us start off with short form just because it's easiest and
Mhm.
it's the quickest. So I would say master your short form content first. Then when you are ready, say you want to start a podcast or say you want to start more like interview style content, not necessarily a podcast because you don't have to, but you can do a long video and then chop that video up into 15, 20, 30 second, a minute reels. So what I do now is I started off with short form, then I went into my actual podcast where I'm interviewing realtors, and then my team will come in the back end and chop it all up. And then our podcast goes live every Thursday. So I have content from the podcast that's being pushed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for the podcast specifically, so that kind of like what you said, push them to the long form content. So yeah.
Okay. And
Mhm.
Karen asked, what do you mean short form?
So short form is anything like your reels, your YouTube shorts, your TikToks. That's what would be considered short form. Anything under, so statistically, any short form video under 37 seconds um, does better for the algorithm. So 37 seconds or shorter. Obviously, you could do a minute and a half on Instagram, but 37 seconds and shorter, it does really well for short form content.
Gotcha. Very cool. Very cool. Is there so I know you have your posting schedule for your podcast. What other, I guess, what are your themes for posting? Is like educational, informational, like loan programs?
Mhm.
What's like the categories?
Yeah, so it's educational. Then I put some like funny humor, educational content. And then I'll do the podcast where it's not about me, it's about the realtor sharing their experiences, sharing their um, how they got to where they're at. And
Mhm.
then in the stories, it's where I'm trying to connect with my audience, or I'm trying to ask them questions so that when we can be in the DMs, right, talking to each other, connecting with each other, because that's really where the money happens when you have people reaching out to you in your DMs. That's where you want people to reach out to you. So your stories should be a day in the life type of thing. Like, hey, today I'm come with me as I walk a new property, or come with me as I try to get this listing, right? Obviously you're not going to be recording your listing, but you can record going into it, coming out of it. Hey, I'm going to try to sell this house for 500,000. Then you walk out. Hey, I think the listing presentation went very well. I met the family. I met, whatever happened during that, really quick, something quick, right? Where you're educating them and you're still sharing with them what happened throughout that listing presentation. Because a lot of people don't really know what the heck is a listing presentation. They don't know what goes into it. They don't know how you guys prepare for it. And I don't see a lot of realtors posting that, how you are preparing for a listing presentation, right? So now you have this random person just watching, like, oh man, I never knew that that's what goes into it. Okay, cool. Hey, let me ask you a quick question. Like, how do you know how to comp the property? Well, we do X, Y, and Z. And then, oh, can you tell me how much my property is worth? Boom, there's a lead, right? So realtors forget that, well, a lot of us forget that the general public doesn't know what a listing presentation is, doesn't know what an earnest money deposit is, all like the little things that you can go and really dumb it down for people to understand.
Gotcha. That's solid, man. So stories, I want to look at my stories as if I was like moderating, basically like, hey, this is what I do during the day, this is why I do it, this is how I do it, and you're just kind of almost third person your stories, kind of
Mhm.
like, I don't know why I'm thinking, like my wife watches the Kardashians. So like that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, they're doing their thing, and then they get to kind of see us on story. So that's pretty cool, bro. And then
Mhm.
I know
Mhm.
that you talked on language, and I've heard this before. Do you have a specific like grade level or age level that you like to speak to your audience in? Do you like to go higher level, or how do you communicate?
I don't like to go higher level because I'll tell you why. I've had accountants, I've had attorneys, I've had engineers that don't understand when I'm speaking in higher level terms, unless they've purchased five, six, seven houses, right? So I try to keep it at a high school level. So whenever I'm like writing a script or whenever I'm having ChatGPT transform my script and all that stuff, I have it do it at a high school proficiency level. So like, hey, make sure a high school kid can understand this text.
That makes sense. That
Mhm.
makes sense. Um, so are you writing scripts? You said you write scripts, or you just kind of like, hey, this is my bullet point. I'm just gonna go off that and then let it flow.
I script all of my content now. Everything that you guys see on social media is now scripted. And it just makes it easier. I read it off a teleprompter. It looks like this. So here's like my official teleprompter. So my
Wow.
iPad goes here, and I just literally just like a newsroom, right? And I read off of it. And I add filler words, I add mistakes, I I'll include pauses in there. I'll do all that stuff so that I know exactly what to do and what to say.
Oh, dang. That's
Yeah,
awesome, bro.
it
Okay.
just makes it easier, and it's it's I can film 10 videos in like 25 minutes. The thing that takes the longest for me is changing outfits. That's what's the most annoying part.
I'm like looking this up. Teleprompter for iPhone. Because it looks like
Yeah,
this.
you can. They have one for iPhone. So if you're gonna buy a camera, they have one for the camera. It just goes around the lens. Um, that there is a app, I believe, for your iPhone that you can read off of. But the only thing that I don't like is that you use you have to record this way versus recording this way. And this is the good camera, and this is like the shitty camera, right? So um,
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So you want to get the iPad. You're gonna
mhm,
want to have an iPad and have the teleprompter.
mhm.
Gotcha. Okay, so you can find them for like $100.
Yeah, yeah. Mine costs like 129 or something like that. Mine's
Okay.
currently out of stock. One of my realtors actually asked me for it, and I looked it up, and I looked it up yesterday, and it's out of stock. So um, I had to send them a somewhat similar or something similar to it.
Very cool. I'm gonna share your
Mhm.
IG right here. Karen's asking for it so they can look at it.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet. Yeah.
I definitely appreciate like the quality. Like it just looks like you have high quality content, and that's what I like. Like the camera, it almost feels like you're in a movie or a show or something. Even doing the Zoom, bro. I feel
Thank you.
unimpressed. Like, this is Karen. This guy brings his hat. Like,
I have a lot of hats. I do have a lot of hats.
yeah, that's all good, bro. So very cool. So we talked camera. You do your own scripts. So did you program Chat GPT to sound like you? Like, did you go that far, or is it just like, hey,
Mhm.
this is my idea? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I have. So I know you and I were talking about the book Who Not How, or
Mhm.
yeah, Who Not How.
Yep.
So I purchased, I think it was like 1,000 prompts. So all the way from like HR level to marketing level to like content writer. So I purchased all of that. That way I could just plug and play the scripts. And now my social media manager does all that for me, where she just writes my scripts for me. I tell her I give her 10 accounts to go off of so that she can get like motivation examples and what to like script for me. Um, and yeah, every week she does 10 to 15 scripts for me. And then I just, plug it into my uh, teleprompter and I record, go at it. Like
That's
I'll show you guys, let me see. I don't have, Oh, so before I want you guys to use, let me share my screen with you guys really quick because this is a great way for a lot of people don't do this, but this is where a lot of the money is made. So can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
So this is free. It's called Metricool. I'll put it in the description as well. But this allows you guys to track all of your guys's. Um, does it look small or does it look fine?
It looks, I can definitely see it. What do you
Let
should
me.
showing? I
So I
see
just want you guys.
impressions. Okay, go for it.
Yep. So this is how you guys could track like you guys' growth, right? And um, everything like, okay, this did this is how good this did. Like it allows you guys to really plug in all of your guys' information. Like you can see my ads. I've had 36,000 impressions so far, 845 clicks. My cost per, I think that's cost per click is 89 cents, which is not bad at all. I've spent $800. So this really goes in, if you guys are running ads as well, this really like goes into detail as to how good or how bad you guys are doing. And then it'll tell you guys, hey, these are your best performing videos right here. So if I see that these are my best performing videos, I notice that all of these are podcasts that are my best performing videos, except the one for YouTube Shorts, right? So that tells me that my audience likes to see other people and I collabing. Um, so I need to do more of this. And then you can go into my Facebook and it gives you all my details for my growth, right? So I have 710 likes, 973 followers on my page, but I have 21,000 impressions. Then you can go to Instagram. This is just a way where you guys can start getting smarter with how you guys are tracking your content, right? So I have 2,900 followers. I am growing, not losing, right? Um, my posts are down a little bit, but that's fine. It tells you guys your demographics, followers by country. This is how you guys can tell. I guarantee 90% of these influencers here in Las Vegas that are realtors and lenders that have a large following, this will be from like hugely
India.
from India, Philippines,
Yep.
Africa. So this is yeah, this is
Yep.
so a lot of these people that are selling courses that have 90, $100,000, 100,000 followers, please don't. Um, so this tells you what's been doing good, right? So again, this gets more detailed for specifically your Instagram and tells you what's going good. And another cool thing that I really like is these are my competitors and what they're doing, right? So I kind of get to track them. I can see what is really doing great for them, and how good are they doing, and then I can tell my social media manager like, hey, go based off of their top 10 videos and create scripts off of that, right? So now we're working smarter.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, Metricool, it's a really cool app that you guys 100% should get.
Very cool. All right. Let me see. I'll reopen this tab.
Any questions with Metricool, guys?
Someone asked, is this paid for? But I know you said it's free, yeah?
Yeah, they have a free version.
Okay.
And then if you guys want to go into the paid version, but I think a lot of us don't necessarily need the paid version yet. So that you guys will be perfectly fine with the free version. It does enough for you guys.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna
Let me show you guys.
the face.
Where is
Let's
it?
see.
So let me share. So now this is how my so now like I already have reels for all next week, right? So all of my reels are this is how we just stay organized. And So this is just me changing it up, doing a podcast format. Just because I saw that it did really well for YouTube Shorts. Again, this is me shooting all on the same day. So I like to put the thumbnail in the beginning of it. And that way it's easier for that people know what I'm talking about.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah. So just I recommend batching all of your content if you guys can, if that's something that you guys are able to do. Just because you guys get more bang for your buck.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So what's the website is Metrical?
Metrical, yep. Let me do it. Give me 1 second. I'll put in the.
Make sure you have that right.
Oh, here it is.
Metrical. Okay, that is right. Awesome, man. And then
Looking for a solid person that can help me with ads. Any recommendations? I don't have anybody for real estate specifically. Do you know anybody, Rich?
I feel like we know Ray, bro. Ray is pretty solid. Like he does like 2 to 3 deals a month, I think, from ads now.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah, you can ask Ray. Yeah, Ray's see who's running his ads and see. But honestly, guys, you guys can do the ads your guys' self, because here's the thing: we can't. I don't know if you guys are the same as lenders, but we can't really. You can't really steer like who you want to target, right? So is that the same thing for you guys?
Yeah, it's
So yeah, so I would just play with your guys' copy and like, hey, see if you guys can, with the $70,000 salary, you can afford X, you can potentially afford X kind of house. And that's what's been really, let me see if I can.
you should chat GPT it, bro. Like
Yeah.
that would be the best way. Hey, chat GPT, write me an ad for Facebook and then break it all down for me. That's probably how I would do it. That being said,
So
go ahead.
the ad that you guys saw, this was I'm gonna try to see if you guys can see it.
Okay.
That was the
Yeah, we can see it.
So that's literally what's been getting me some traction. Nothing like it's not even me, it's just like some basic,
Ah, perfect. Yeah, that looks good.
So you guys can do that yourself. Just put in a picture of a house from Vegas and then add the copy. And then, like you said, Rich, the funnels. The funnels is what really keeps them like making sure that they're legit people.
That's it, man. So your content creation process, if this is I always like to break it down. So it's simple. So if someone doesn't have the social media person, basically they would be doing this themselves. But you have your content creator or your social media manager who's finding the people who's successful. So we're taking those 5 people, we're copying those people, we're writing scripts based off of those 5. So now we have our scripts, right? And from those scripts, we're gonna make videos off that. We're gonna batch it, okay. And then after we batch it, do you just schedule all the posts? I'm guessing. Oh, that what a social media would be like. Hey, schedule for this day, that day, that day, that day, and then
Correct.
after you guys do that, then you use the tool like Metrical to go look at, oh wow, this one's looking good. All right, obviously Instagram has the insights feature where you can see where, okay, this one's doing better, this one's not doing so well, and then the next time you go to batch, okay, maybe I'm going to probably use this data to steer my my future posts. So very cool.
Yep.
Now
And Metrical has a post. You guys can post content through Metrical as well.
Oh,
Mhm,
very
mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you, so we have all that. So once somebody is captured, right? Are you using like mini chat or anything like that?
No. Mm-mm,
Okay.
mm-mm.
Well, I'm gonna help
But
you out once I got it down, bro.
okay, sweet.
I'm working
Yeah.
on it. I'm working on it.
Yes.
Bro. I have two funnels running now with it. So I'm just wondering, okay, so somebody responds like, hey, Ivan, I want to learn more, whatever your call to action is. What happens there? What's the process?
They go into a go high level funnel.
Ah, okay. You're using Go
Mhm.
High Level, the CRM, right?
Yep, yep, yeah.
So did you build your own, I'm guessing, or you just copy somebody?
I bought a snapshot and then my social media manager is branding it to me.
Love it. Love it. Okay.
Mhm.
So then you have that CRM, and then that's just touching them.
Mhm.
That's obviously another class, unless you want to talk that's a whole nother like
That
topic.
is, that's
So we'll leave that.
that's a whole nother monster, but we can for sure have another class on that.
Yeah, 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 for
But
sure.
it's awesome.
That's super awesome stuff, bro. That being said, man, I know we talked flow, we talked strategy on, how to post, what to post. We talked about equipment, we talked about applications. Anything else you want to add before we open it up?
Um, no, let's open it up, man, because then
Yeah.
that's where like the magic happens.
All right, all right. What questions do we have? I know this is more of a higher level. You can see like when it's higher level like this, people tend to be like, oh man, I can't understand. They drop off, bro. And I love conversations like this because this takes you to that next level. So
100%.
let me see. So any questions you guys have? Karen, Rachel, Delia, Ivan, Luis, Brizette. Brizette's here in Vegas. Rachel's here in Vegas. So there's a few here in Vegas as well. Actually, all of them are in states that you service. So
Awesome. Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Guys, take yourselves on mute and let's have some casual conversations.
Yes.
So I have a quick question. What would you recommend for someone that's just like starting out on social media, just to build that presence? Like, what should I focus on first?
Yeah, that's a great question. Get heavy with your stories. Film yourself doing property walkthroughs, tours. Because if you're just getting started, one of my top realtors, he started off with 2,000 followers. Now he has 28,000 followers. And the only thing that he did was property tours. Now he's receiving about, I think he said 300-ish leads. And out of those 300-ish leads, he's probably closing 5 to 8 deals a month.
Is that Brian?
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
He's
I
crushing it, man.
that guy's crushing it. Yeah.
So that's all of your free time. Do as many property tours as you guys can, and follow Brian and follow his system because he said I try to teach and train realtors because a lot of them ask him what he does, but they don't. They try to put their own flair on it. He's like, but that's not what works. They want to do their own thing, and I'm telling them like, do it exactly like this, and I promise you that you'll get leads. Um, so follow his system and follow what he does through his property walk tours. And then remember when you are doing these tours, don't go for $1 million listings or don't go for these small 50,000 to $100,000 condo unless you want that to be your ideal client, right? So now we're focusing on who's my ideal client. All right, is it a first-time home buyer? Okay, then let me go tour houses that are anywhere from 350 to 500,000. So now you're going to get those people reaching out like, hey, how much is this house? Or hey, what's the payment on this? And then that's when you got to lead them through your funnel.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I dropped his link in the chat. So very similar to our last guest last week, Eduardo, who's in Texas. They Eduardo does it on TikTok, Brian does it on Instagram. Like
Mhm.
same thing. Like they just focus on home tours all day long, and obviously then they'll mix in a few educationals, but Brian is totally food and real estate. That's all he does. And
Mhm.
I've seen his stuff. only thing that I wish is I haven't met the guy personally, but I know who he is. I'm like, damn, I should have talked to him earlier because he ended up making the transition. I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah.
that one, bro. But
He
it's
is the
all good.
XP now. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can offer him that back end support, but it's all good. But yeah, I mean, home
Karen,
tours.
did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. Thank you so much.
All
All right.
right. Who else has a
Awesome.
question?
I have a question.
Go for it.
Tocayo, I had a quick question on Instagram. Do you pay ads when you put them on Instagram too as well, or you just let them flow to just to get the, I guess the process moving? Because I do a lot of videos, but I don't see like a lot of people liking it, Um, and I do a lot, so I don't know where I may be messing up, or am I putting the wrong template, or I don't know. But I mean I do get viewings, but I think at this point I should be getting more, 'cause I think I post a lot, so I don't know if I'm doing something wrong.
So let's touch on the ads question. I run ads. I never boost any posts really. I'll run ads completely separate in the ads manager in Facebook, just because that's what the experts have taught me, and that's what they say that does the best. Just do it in the ads manager in
Which I do the same
Facebook.
too.
Awesome. Now, this might sound harsh.
That's okay. He's
It
tough.
could be that
Say it, man.
it could be that
Say it.
it could be that the content that you are producing is not what your followers want to see, right?
Yeah.
So what I would do in your case, take a look at your top 10 performing videos and see why those top 10 perform so well, and start creating more content around those type of videos, right?
Okay.
Just a little homework: top 10 videos, see why they perform so well, and see what type of content was it, whether it was a first-time homebuyer tip or whatever it was, right? And then start creating more content about that. And if you need more strategies, or if you need more content, let's say a first-time homebuyer video, just ask ChatGPT, hey, give me 10 first-time homebuyer video ideas. And then take those 10, and then, hey, video idea number 2, can you formulate or can you create a script for me for Instagram Reels? Keep it under 30 seconds, the tone, how do you want it to be, how you want it to be said, and you need to ask it to act as your copywriting expert so that it knows I need to be an expert right now. And you're getting in that mindset of like, okay, I'm going to write a script as a copywriting expert in Gary Vee's tone, in Alex Hormozy tone, and make sure that a high schooler can understand what I am saying. And then you'll
okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and check that out.
Yeah.
I do have some that did perform good, so I'm gonna go ahead and just and I think they were property tours too, man, to be honest with you. So
property tours do well. Yeah. Brian, his when he's doing educational content, they don't really do the best. They still do good, but his property tours are what brings him his money. 100%.
yeah, I think that's okay.
Mhm.
Well, thank you, brother.
Of course, man. Of course. Yeah.
Awesome. What else? What else? Some good questions. Let's see. People are being shy right now. What I love about bringing different people on is that we get to hear different perspectives, and we get to hear the same thing, but in different ways. Because we've heard this every single week, the last few weeks, is go do property tours.
Yeah.
So
that's where the money's at, man. Those property tours for realtors.
Well, what
people like to
clients want to see? That's what clients want to see. They want to see the home tours. They don't care about your closings, even though I post them. It's like that's just success. That's like the 20%. The 80% has to be what do they want. So I feel on that. Well, while we're waiting on a question, I have a question. So, what do you think is the best way to get engagement? What are the best call to actions for stories? And then what are the best call to actions for posts or reels? I don't know if it's like different.
Man, this is something that I still struggle with because I don't do a call to action.
Okay.
I don't do a call to action because I don't want to seem salesy.
Yeah.
But do you guys know who What's a Mortgage is?
Yes. I've actually done a podcast with him.
Yeah. So he's a good friend. I am in talks with him because he is essentially going to get me out of that mindset of you need to start asking for a call to action. So I was actually going to work on his team as an influencer, because that's what they're building, like an influencer type company. So I don't really do a call to action, but I'm going to get better at doing call to actions. But I do know that he does say make it a subtle call to action and don't make it like you're trying to sell them on something, right? Like one of his call to actions is, hey, send me your loan estimate so that I can see if you're getting a good deal genuinely, right? And he gets a lot of loan estimates sent to him, and some of them are good and some of them are bad. And the ones that are bad, he just tells them like, hey, this is what's bad here, here, here. And the ones that are good, it's like, hey, you're getting a great deal, right? So that's a subtle call to action that he has. So I would say for realtors, a good call to action would be in your guys' stories. If you guys are doing a listing presentation, when you guys are walking out of the listing presentation, you can say, hey, what did you think goes into a listing presentation? Did it sound similar to what I'm kind of talking about? So then they'll either respond yes or no, and then the ones that respond no, then you can shoot them a DM like, hey, what did you think went into it, right? So that's at least they're responding and engaging in your poll without being too salesy.
Yeah, I feel that. Awesome, man. Very cool. Rachel raised her hand. What do we got?
So I have a quick question. My nephew, he's kind of an influencer. I mean, he has quite a bit of following, and he likes to edit my videos for me. So I'm trying to figure out the best way I can use my nephew with his influence. Is there something that he can do for me, like just to push out my stuff on his page? I mean, he's younger. I mean, well, you guys are all young. He's 30.
He's 30?
That's perfect.
He's 30, but he has like 86,000 followers. I mean, they just all follow him. They just love him.
What does he do? Like what's he known for?
Just being pretty.
Well, that for sure does help.
Dancing. He likes to dance, but I mean, it's just, I'm trying to figure out the best way that I can use, like tell him how to put my stuff out there.
Is he a homeowner?
No.
Maybe you guys can do a live, right? Like, hey,
okay,
so that you can reach his audience in a non-salesy type of way. Like, hey, I'm gonna go live with my
sometimes
aunt
he likes to keep it private though, sometimes, because he's had a lot of people follow him and then they try to take his life per se. It's crazy. Like, yeah, he's one of those, cat, like people use him as a catfish a lot.
Oh, okay,
so
got you. Yeah,
I mean, that would be a good one though, if we could just sit down and kind of go over that.
Yeah, just do it like more of like a Q&A, like, hey, what's your guys' generation, what's your guys' biggest hesitation with becoming homeowners? And then have him ask people on his live, like, hey, what questions do you guys have, right? So that it's not super salesy. Like, hey, this is my aunt. She's a realtor and she's trying to convince me to buy a house. Kind of make it like like you're trying to convince him and he doesn't want to, so that it's somewhat controversial.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Let's see. I think we have time for like one or two more questions. What other questions you guys have? This is really high level stuff. Let's see. Brissette, what's up? Let's see if she has any questions. She always texts me afterwards. She's like, "This was so great." She doesn't talk at all during the class, bro. It's so weird.
I know. I'm sorry, but because I write notes, you should see all the notes I have, and then I think about the questions later, but then I go back and see the notes, and then I see it. But this is really cool, and I actually opened all my tabs with all that links that you guys have, and I'm really excited. Like, everything was really, really important to know, because there's a lot of things that we hear it over and over, but then like it doesn't click. So it was good to even even see like the stuff that you use and all that stuff, because then like, okay, it does click. And I did sign up for the Metricool thing, and I see that you can link your accounts, and it's really cool too. So like, thank you, I appreciate it.
Of course, of course. And I also wanted to, a lot of realtors, or a lot of just people in general, need to really up their profiles. And what I mean by profiles is like this for Instagram, for example, right? What you do, where you service, your passion. So like those lines in your guys' bio, really upgrade them to be super, super hyper focused. So where you could say, Ivan Simental, Las Vegas lender, right? So people know, okay, this guy's a lender. I help first-time homeowners create generational wealth. And so now you guys can kind of, so like you're right here, right? So I'm a branch manager. My whole slogan is, and I'm going to update this actually. My whole slogan is lending is learned. Let people get to know, like, okay, I'm a retired soccer player, see how much you can qualify for, and a man of faith. So, but I put Ivan Simental, mortgage expert, so that people know, okay, this guy's a mortgage expert. But this is going to be updated because Min from What's a Mortgage, he just taught me how, like, I need to redo it again.
So look at Min.
Yep, that's it right there. Yeah.
Yep. All right. His is very simple.
Yep, exactly. That was done intentionally.
I wonder do you have like a special link tree or anything like that you?
Yeah, and I'm gonna switch it to what he has. So you
Okay.
can click on his. Yeah,
We'll click on his and then we'll see what he does.
it's super simple.
Seller's guide, mortgage guide,
Mhm.
refinance guide, realtors, and then something else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and a mortgage calculator. Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
you did this. That's actually a really cool tool.
Yeah, that was actually created by his good friend.
Nice.
So
Okay.
you can reach out to the guy that created this mortgage calculator, and he could brand it for you.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, very cool. Well, I know we're at the top of the hour right here. So, appreciate everything that you shared. This was all amazing, valuable information. I always take a lot of notes, even though I hear a lot of this stuff, over and over, but this just felt very professional. So it was awesome, man. And I appreciate you coming through. I know, I think, yeah, we shared your information in the chat, but we can do it one more time. Make sure that Rosette, you actually are very close to where Ivan's at. Rosette's in the office off of, she's at the Realty One off of Ann. So she's very close to your area.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
And
I'm
then
gonna leave
Rachel-
my phone number.
I follow you on
You guys
Instagram
can-
just now too.
Oh, sweet, perfect.
Perfect.
And if you guys want to email me, or if you have any questions, there's my information, or just shoot me a DM, whatever is easiest for you guys.
Probably DM.
Yeah, that would for sure be the easiest.
So very cool, man. Well, like I said, very honored that you came on and shared this valuable information. Definitely gonna pop this into the YouTube so people can, use this later on and watch it. So I'm excited to, watch your growth and see where this takes you.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Let me know if you guys need any help, or if you guys just want to pick ideas off of me, and I'm more than happy to help. I want to see you guys succeed, because that's what we're all here for, man.
That's it, brother. Appreciate it, man. Have a blessed day. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Bye.